What's up, Hobby Maniacs? Rob Bear here today with my buddy John Yee on location in the Beats Laboratory. We're doing our first Star Wars Armada battle report, and as you can tell, we don't have quite the right map for it, but that's okay. We will endeavor to persevere here today. So John managed to bring home the Home 1 expansion for the new Wave 2 of Star Wars Armada, and I picked up the little shrimp boat next to it. So we're going to give it a go against the Imperial finest right here, 3 victories and a gladiator. So here's a rundown of the list real quick. So we've got a victory 2 with Screed, Gunnery Teams, and Overload Pulse. You know, classic combo there. Then, of course, the Gladiator 1 with all that death at short range, and trying the new Assault Proton Rockets, which seem to be very exciting. I tell you what, there's nothing that I hate more in Star Wars Armada than face-up damage. And then, of course, the Demolisher for a little tech there, and 2 other victories loaded out the same as this one right here with just minus Screed, of course.
Alright, so we gotta take Admiral Ackbar with his Home 1, give him advanced projectors, Overlord Pulse, enhanced armament. Then we take the little boat, alright, advanced projectors, enhanced armament, Gunnery Team, Foresight, and then, the shrimp boat, advanced projectors, enhanced armament, Gunnery Team, and then Tycho and A-Wings, just to do some dirty work.
Really exciting. So, of course, we tied on fleet points. So, unfortunately, I lost the die roll, so I will be choosing the missions here that John has selected. Okay, so my selections are Hyperspace Assault, Noob, Dangerous Territory, what is that? Dangerous Territory or Advanced Gunnery. Ugh, none of these are very good to me. I feel like Dangerous Territory might be the way to go, or else I'm gonna have to cripple my ships. Dang, it's so brutal. I do not want him to get advanced gunnery on his freaking Home 1. I think we're gonna have to go with the Dangerous Territory there. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're all set up here. I kind of deployed my fleet. I wasn't sure what John was going to come at me at, so I tried to kind of center up in the middle here, but then he hunkered down in the corner there. I'm sure he's going to try to cross the T and get a whole bunch of broadsides at the middle of the table, ignoring his the obstacles and trying to pick up all those objectives that I chose for the Dangerous Territory. So that's how it's going to go, and I do have the first turn, but I'm sure it won't be that exciting. Alright, so first action of the day here was the Gladiator rolling up, increasing to speed 3, turning and getting its side guns on the assault frigate there, and a devastating volley of fire. And I managed to get him to exhaust his evade earlier in a volley from the victory. So, because I had the Assault Proton Rockets, he could have burned a token, one of his redirects, to basically not take any damage, but then I was going to activate the critical to give him a face up. So he's like, you know what, I'll just take the damage, which seemed better, and not burning a token. So Assault Proton Rockets are a little saucy there. So that was an interesting volley coming in, and I do have the first act next turn, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there with the Gladiator. Might be some more damage coming towards the Rebels. So right where we left it, the top of turn 2 is going to see me activating first with all these victories here. Going to try to do some damage with my Gladiator before it gets destroyed as it closes in with the Rebel fleet. Alright, so we're about to go into, big turn 3 here, I believe. Things are already starting to get exciting. The torpedo frigate did a number on the Gladiator, but it hung in there to the bitter end, getting blasted from the space curves by the Home 1 there, and of course took down the Dolphin as well. Did its job. We traded ships. I don't know if the points are there. I feel like I made out a little bit on that one.
Probably. Mine was 95.
Yeah, I think I'm less than that. So we're looking good so far. But I tell you what, the accuracy shenanigans from Home 1 is definitely putting a hurting on my shields and my ability to kind of distribute shots coming in on the victory. So I've already taken a lot of shields on these guys. I got 3 here, but 0 in both my fronts and 1 on my sides on these 2 front victories. They're going to be doing the heavy lifting here for the next couple of foreseeable turns. So Proton Rocket, Assault Proton torpedoes doing a number, doing some work, and of course the home one's ability to give an accuracy counter pretty much willy-nilly, doing a lot of work too. So it's an interesting kind of mix of, I don't have a lot of new ships, but I have a couple of the new cards. And John's putting in some work with this home one here. So we're gonna see how turn 3 pans out. A bunch of maneuvering and long range shots. Maybe one big broadside. We'll see. All right. So a lot of maneuvering happening here. Unfortunately, it took a lot more damage due to the accuracy of home one, throwing that out within 5 for the Imperial or for the Rebels. And lost the Star Destroyer to pretty much a ridiculous 6-point volley that I couldn't even redirect. Or I could redirect, but I was already at 0 from all the non-braces from accuracy. And I mean, just that one mechanic just literally is MVP of this game. The Imperials have, I don't feel like they have any way to deal with not being able to brace, from accuracy. It's pretty brutal. Locking that down. So I feel like if you're going to go up against the new ships, you definitely need an ISD or something because it's not looking good for the Imperial team here. Try to shoot that lead one off the board if it can survive, but it probably can't. Well, going into turn 5, bad things are happening here for the Imperial fleet. Down to 1 ship and could not figure out how to get away. So my best bet when I looked at it was to try to turn, get some shots on the shrimp boat here, and then try to live in the front arc of the Moncal and not take that devastating volley. Now, the cool thing about the home one is, I guess if you could call it, I would say the glaring disadvantage to the home one is it doesn't give itself an accuracy, which may buy me a turn or, maybe just long enough for this victory class to actually survive this engagement. But I doubt it because I just took 5 damage from one volley that I could not brace and could only redirect. So I'm sitting at 1 shield in the front and 0 on the side. So if anything comes through that's higher than 4, I'm going to be in the world of hurt here very shortly. Alright, so the proverbial shit is getting real here. Managed to stave off a broadside from the home one. However, I did lose the rest of my shields to just the meager shooting in the front and 2 little fighters flicking away at my sides, unfortunately, there. So I activate first at 6. I will get some shots, not likely enough to do any realistic damage to this with advanced projectors, although I have been wearing the shields down, but I don't think enough. So if I can live in the front, I may survive the game, but if not, I am definitely toast. So, last turn of the game, we're going to try to make it happen here. My side is firing at his side to try to get that crit, which I did, and activate the pulse so that the front has a chance to do some sort of damage, hopefully, and maybe stave off severe repercussions. So, got that through on John. What do you got on the home one? 2 of everything?
Two redirects and a brace, and I'm going to go ahead and redirect that damage.
Okay.
To
the one plink.
The 1 plink to that side.
So with your advanced projectors, which is super legit on home one, by the way, you're going to throw it to the side. So I did pulse exhausted all of your defense tokens over there. So the next shots up front here really have to do it for me. So let's roll that. It looks like it's going to be 3 and 3 in the front to front. And he's got, what do you got up there? Oh, 3 shields still? It's so brutal. All right, here we go.
Oh, look at that though. 3 damage.
And I'm just going to drop your shields because it doesn't matter because you can redirect it somewhere. Well, you might take some damage, so we'll accuracy the brace, we'll accuracy a redirect.
Okay, so I'll spend the redirect.
Yep, so where's it?
I'll redirect 1 to the back, and I'll take 2 to the front, so it's down to 1.
Ugh, so brutal. So brutal. Dang, if only those were black dice and I could screed it. Rats. I feel like with the new tech against these rebels might be some sort of black dice manipulation. So when you do get in there, you're screening with the protons or something. You got to get some damage on these guys, and it's hard to get through their shields. So I feel like they saw proton torpedoes. I'm pretty sure the Victory 1 has black in the front, right? Like 3 black or something.
There is one. The one Victory does.
So that's going to be really interesting. Maybe take a look at some of those builds.
He's actually the cheaper one too.
Yeah, if you don't have the ISD. So we're going to check the space curves here and see if I can live in the front and actually survive the engagement. All right, so maneuver I slowed down to 1. I didn't clear the home 1 there, so I am living in the front. And now it really just comes down to John's role to see, because I am at 1 shield in the front, 1 shield on the side with my very fortuitous engineering command. And let's see what he can do here. So why don't you, so annotate out what dice you're getting.
All right, so I concentrate fire. So I'm going to shoot with my side first to your side.
Can sides get to side?
Because you just shot my side, right?
Right, but you can't. You didn't have arc. I got it. I crossed you. I crossed line of sight in space.
Because you shot my side with your side.
Yeah. Dang, we moved everything now.
Yep.
All right. So real quick for you guys there at home, like I was explaining to John, before I accidentally messed up and I started to move the destroyer, which I shouldn't have done. However, the one thing to keep in mind here. Is that when you have arcs, and this is a really cool laser. If you guys haven't picked up one of these from Army Painter, they have a cool one. So when you check the arc, if you're outside of the arc, that means you don't get a shot. Now I snuck in on him because I had arc on him. Actually, it looks like I didn't have arc on you, John. So I cheated you too. I just checked to see if I had line of sight. You can cross line of sight in space, but the minute you go through one of these, you can't do it. So I actually didn't get any shots on John last turn because I was outside of the arc for surezies. So we both did a bunch of stupids right there. But long story short, he's going to shoot me some stuff in the front. What do you got?
So we concentrate fire. So my front is not as good. But it's got 1 red and 2 blue. We're going to add a red. See what happens.
Okay. Yeah, let's see it. Oof.
So you're not going to be able to brace.
So I'm going to have to redirect. I've got 1 and 1 for my engineering.
So you'll just take 1 face up.
I will take a face up. And that might be enough to survive the engagement. So let's see what we get here. Oops. So we get thrust control malfunction. Yaw value for the last is reduced by 1. Well, for a Star Destroyer, that's actually really bad. I'm not going to worry about it right now being turn 6 and all.
And I'm pretty sure I can't pass you.
What speed are you at?
I'm at speed 2, but no matter what, I cannot get around you.
That is a big base. So we take another damage each again.
Take another damage.
And that puts me down to 4 damage.
And it gives me 3.
Wait, you have 8 too. Home 1 has 8.
Yep.
Well, I survived the engagement. I got 2 of the objective points for 15 each. So we're gonna tally it up and see what's what. Oh yeah, so upon further review, it looks like John killed a solid and respectable 300 points of my fleet right here, 2 victories and the Gladiator. And how many did I kill of yours?
You killed 195 points.
So brutal. How many points is the home 1?
Home 1 is 175 points.
So much DACA. What are men supposed to do against so much DACA of that kind? I don't even know. Well, that was a really entertaining game there because old tech versus old ships versus new ships with a little new tech splashed in. Man, I got to really rethink. Some strategies. I think a lot of players out there are going to have to. If you don't have the new ISD, it's going to be a tough one.
This is Ackbar and the home 1 and getting those accuracies. Just giving accuracies to every ship in range 5 is going to be brutal.
Ugh. So brutal.
2 extra red dice to every capital ship when it shoots.
Well, plus the ability to always get an accuracy if you're within range 5.
Basically.
I mean, that's key. That just literally brutalized my fleet.
You never use brace this whole game.
And it's totally solid taking the advanced projectors because you have 4 on 3 of your hull zones. What's your rear? 3?
He has 15. He has 15 shields.
Ugh, it's so brutal. So brutal. I hope the ISD can take advanced projectors because it should.
Should.
I haven't looked at the card yet, but that's going to be a really interesting consideration going into post Wave 2 meta for Armada. Man, that was pretty brutal. All right, well, thanks for watching, y'all.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.